Good day, Miss. Good day, Miss. This is Saadiqua Mohammed, and today my group and I will be presenting our final presentation on the sector analysis. Our sector that we chose was the agricultural sector.
Good day, everyone. Myself, Ashley Pierre, along with Shilanna Mills, Saadiqua Mohammed, Stacey and Miller Alexander, and Nicolette Noreiga will be doing a sector analysis on the agriculture sector of Trinidad and Tobago and discussed in depth on why the board of directors should invest into this sector. Agriculture in Trinidad and Tobago go way back, since the colonial days. It developed through various estates like the sugarcane. Agriculture is a major part of history, therefore it was kept in production for decades. The agriculture sector was established to ensure the process of the production of many fresh produce like sugarcane, corn, peas, potatoes, rice, cocoa, and several vegetables like pumpkin, eggplant, hot pepper, pimento, and many more. They also include fishing and hunting. The sector comprises of many large industry estates and farms. These estates are supervised by a large number of workers who attend to the many crops and fresh produce daily to then package them out and deliver them to groceries and vendors nationwide and international. The farms are relatively smaller than the estates, and the treatment is a little more intimate. Most farms are run by family members and they produce a lot less than the large estates. According to the Inter-American Development Bank 2018, the agriculture sector contributes to 0.5% of Trinidad and Tobago's GDP and 0.34% of the national GDP. Nevertheless, both contribute to the economy. The sector analysis of Trinidad and Tobago will explore our chosen sector, the agriculture sector, and prove why this sector would be most suitable for the board of directors to invest in. We have traced the performance of our chosen sector, which is the agriculture sector, within our economy for over the past 5 years in terms of real GDP, employment, and foreign exchange earnings, and the results are as followed. The agriculture sector doesn't account for much of Trinidad and Tobago's GDP, but it contributes. It comprises of fishing, hunting, and forestry, so it isn't just fully dependent on forestry. The figures presented above reflects the real GDP for the past 5 years, and as shown, it has increased in the last year. That shows that bit by bit the industry is expanding and improving. Although agriculture doesn't occupy a large amount of the labor force, there are several large companies in the agriculture sector, like the Palo Seco Agricultural Enterprise Limited, the Agriculture Development Bank, Southern Chemicals and Agriculture, and many more. These large companies provide opportunities for employment for many. However, the agriculture sector is often neglected by means of outsourcing instead of utilizing some of our own resources. The figures above demonstrate how the unemployment rate in the agriculture sector fluctuates for the past 5 years due to the reasons previously stated. Trinidad and Tobago's major agricultural export partners are several countries like the US, Chile, Argentina, Spain, Dominican Republic, Barbados, Colombia, Guyana, Jamaica, the Netherlands, and Suriname. Our main agricultural crops are cocoa, rice, citrus, coffee, vegetables, and poultry. The important export products include citrus, fruits, tomatoes, cocoa, sugar, coffee, and cut flour. Our major agriculture import partners are China, Canada, and the US. This means that we import more than we export, which explains the figures illustrated in the table above. The figures to both buy and sell at the US currency has fluctuated over the past 5 years, and this is due to how much we import rather than export to them with regards to Canada and China.
Now we look at how a global financial and economic crisis affect the agricultural sector of Trinidad and Tobago. So, the global financial crisis is a period of extreme stress in global financial markets and the banking system between the mid 2007 to early 2009. This crisis affects the agricultural sector of Trinidad and Tobago in a number of ways, and these are a decreased GDP, slow economic growth, increased unemployment levels, and a decline in exports of agricultural commodities. When we say increased unemployment levels, what we actually mean is that, for example, Jamaica unemployment rate over the years decreased from 11.26% in 2005 to 9.75% in 2007. However, when the financial crisis took place, the unemployment levels increased and it went back up to 11.36% by 2009. Similarly, Trinidad and Tobago's unemployment rate also increased from 3.12% in 2005 to 3.55% by 2009. This data here actually shows the negative impact that any financial crisis would have on this sector because trade partner countries would be affected as well. One of the other reasons given was a decline in exports of agricultural commodities. Now, exports declining will be due to other countries limiting their import costs to deal with the crisis. So many other countries who would actually import or who we would export to, they may not be in a good financial position to continue importing, and as a result, our agricultural commodities will decline for that reason.
Good day, this is Mohammed. Good day, this is Mohammed, and today my question is question 4, which asks, do you see increasing globalization as playing a positive role in developing or destroying the sector? And our sector is the agricultural sector, and it says to provide evidence to support your position. So let's look at globalization. So globalization is the transfer of technology, goods, information, and jobs across national and cultural boundaries. In financial terms, it refers to the interconnection of nations throughout the world, which facilitates true free trade. Around the world, globalization process has an impact on sectors like environment, culture, political systems, economic development, and social activities. As a result, increased globalization is perceived as creating a positive impact on the cultural sector of Trinidad and Tobago. The explanation for this is because globalization helps lower trade barriers, making it possible for the government to import and export crops. Agriculture generates only 0.5% of the country's GDP and employs about 4% of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. With an increase in imported food, the nation only generates 8% of staple food it consumes. The government has focused on agriculture as a method to boost the economy, improve the country's food production, and create long-term and meaningful employment in the country. Agriculture receives a 1.2 billion in budget allocations for the fiscal year of 2020 to 2021, representing only 1.1% of planned expenditures. In the line with a general trend of lowering the sector in the recent years. The sector's relative underperformance in terms of production can be contributed to poor spending. According to Mr. Imbert, the estimated total agricultural sector of the year 2020 to 2021 is 1.1 billion.
Question 5 states, should the state play a hands-on role in the development of the sector or play a facilitative role? Question 2. What could be some of the reasons for or against the state playing a role you have chosen for it to play? Trinidad and Tobago's government should take on a role as a facilitator in the agricultural sector. This is due simply to the fact that the agriculture contributes to less than 1% of the national GDP and employs around 4% of the workforce. There are many primary environmental challenges such as water scarcity, oil erosion, forest fires, littering, and squatters living on wooden slopes, impacting the agriculture in Trinidad and Tobago. In relation to this, the weather and climate issues has also hampered the supply of food production. Flooding caused by storms and bad weather conditions has a significant impact on the agricultural production, where crops such as tomatoes, peppers, cabbages, and lettuce, as well as root crops such as dashings, cassavas, and sweet potatoes, has reduced from this outcome. Sub-agricultural production would recover when food prices generate inflation in the country, which would be influenced by both international food price inflation and domestic production. Some reasons for the government to play a facilitative role in the agricultural sector are: agricultural sectors would have access to grants to boost their value, like added machinery and equipment, as well as they would be granted lower pricing. Prices are based on worldwide, which varies according to the commodities of goods. To continue, some reasons if the government does not play a facilitative role in the agricultural sector are: they would have limited access to money. This is due to the lack of land titles, where farmers are unable to offer collateral, and they would not be able to receive loans. Another point is that they would have little infrastructure. This is where the government may not acknowledge and to solve poor infrastructure, as well as to fix agricultural roads and to fix poor drainage systems. The end.
Question 6. How can the full implementation of the CARICOM Single Market Economy CSME affect agriculture in Trinidad? The government of Trinidad and Tobago has directed the agriculture sector for economic expansion in the upcoming years, with planned reserve and persuasive programs to help boost this sector. full implementation of CSME in the agriculture sector can be an excellent plan for the country to move forward in this present pandemic. It causes a reduction of imports of food products, which has a high economic cost here in Trinidad and Tobago. CSME introduction can boost our self-efficiency and create exporting opportunities for various agricultural produce. Second part of the question, yes, our firm development can be enhanced by this CSME development, because some benefits are the establishing trade relations with other countries, to increase exports. CSME can provide employment opportunities, so you could be employed in Trinidad, any of the CARICOM countries once you're registered. Greater food security. We have a wider range of food, because we will be getting food from all the Caribbean islands, or we will be producing more. They will be producing, so our exchange and barter system will be going on there. Encourages investment, and also reduction in the cost of food for exporting. Those are the benefits that the firm will experience if they implement CSME. This implementation could be an excellent way for Trinidad and Tobago to be a leader in the CSME chain.
We strongly recommend the Board of Directors to invest in the agricultural sector of Trinidad and Tobago, because it can maximize productivity and increase growth. With increasing populations across the globe, the demand for food will be high, which clearly shows that it will be profitable. There would be long-term social and economic relationships as well. And together with the plans that the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago has to diversify the agricultural sector, I think that the Board of Directors will make a significant contribution to the overall health of the country, maintaining economic stability and improving quality of life. So again, it would be ideal for them to invest in.
To conclude, agriculture has played a significant role in the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. The world has gotten more industrialized and globalized, which has progressed via technology. Despite the fact, though, that other Caribbean nations are experiencing a financial and economic crisis in this area, the agriculture industry in Trinidad and Tobago does not constitute danger in our organization in terms of competitiveness or investment risk. In reality, it's a terrific investment for the industry's future. As the world progresses, food items and services will always be needed. We'll also be creating jobs and fostering growth inside the countries within the industry. With low risk and little competition, a company in Trinidad and Tobago's agriculture industry will not only be profitable, but also a wise investment. And this concludes the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.